Okay, so, hi. My name is Jody Rawls. I am 17. I'm from Texas, a small town called Stanford, Texas. I'm deciding to make a coming out video because so many of them have helped myself. On the moments I feel desperate and I need some inspiration, I feel like I have YouTube and different YouTubers. The first experience I had realizing I was gay was my dad wanted me to play flag football, Texas. I lived in Missouri at the time. Everyone played football, all the boys played football, and that was a big deal. My sister was a cheerleader, and all I wanted to do was cheer. So me and my friends, which were all girlfriends, at school, at recess, they'd be playing kickball or football, and I would be with the girls cheering. So that was a big one. I remember one time I got beat up for cheering and not playing football. The second thing, it was the next year. I was in 3rd grade, and our school did these competitions where we would illustrate and write books, and it came with a hard copy so that you could draw, and it was a blank, just pure white book. I wrote one story that I turned in, and it was of me and my dog, Superhero. I kept 2 books for myself. One book, I drew mermaids in it, and dressed them up. And the other book, I made dresses and designed clothes. Third big shocker for me, I had a Spider-Man costume that my parents got me for that Halloween. A couple months later, I cut the sleeves, and I cut the legs like shards to where they would flare out. I don't really know how to explain. My mom freaked out. Horrible. It was... she was saying all this stuff. Oh, my son's a faggot. And I remember being so sad. Just terribly sad. I cried and I didn't understand why this was happening. I didn't know why people were so mad at me. Real bad experience. Probably the biggest one for me. I was in love with Jesse McCartney. Just like any little girl would be. Oh my god, Jesse McCartney. Oh my god, Zac Efron. I was, oh my god, Jesse McCartney. No, my parents were they weren't great people. And my parents went to a church, and the pastors that were their pastors then are actually my parents now. I was adopted. They've adopted me because my real parents failed to do the job. They adopted me just 3 years ago. Very recent. All the way up until middle school, like, most of my friends were girls. I didn't really hang out with guys. It was socially awkward. In middle school, I was quite fat, and I got picked on a lot, and I was moving a lot. I was in foster care, so I started to see gay people for the first time, and I was mean to some of them. And I guess it was because I had a fear of it, I don't know, but it was also very good for me that I got to experience that, even though I was in foster care and there's a lot of bad things about it. When I got into the 8th grade, that's when I pretty much knew for a fact that I was certain there was no turning back, that I knew I liked guys. 9th grade, the bullying was still horrible, very bad. Horrible bullying. When the 9th grade came and I was put into a boys' home. Well, while I attended the boys' home, I went to a big school where I really, really got to see gay people and experience different things that you don't see at a little school because people are too scared and shy and everyone just wants to fit in. Where at a big school, everyone wants to be different, and it was a very, very different, very good experience for me. And I got into gymnastics. Really got to be around more people that were more like me and understanding. So I was in there for 5 months. My parents now adopted me. I moved in with them, and I told them before I moved in I was scared because I was gay, and they're pastors, so they told me, oh, don't worry about it, it's just a phase. it's just spirits. They call it spirits. It's just what they believe. They believe that homosexuality is wrong and it's an abomination, and it's a spirit. And they said I was just being taunted by these spirits. So I was like, okay, it's ninth grade, still figuring out. Like, okay, and you can help me. Forgot all about the gay thing. Like, totally, it was still in the back of my mind somewhere. But we kind of just didn't talk about it. I was growing up, having these feelings, teenage hormones and all the stuff we have to deal with. I had to beat myself. I had to do something. My parents, they're very sheltering, very strict. I mean, I love them, but very strict, very sheltering. So I snuck out. I wasn't doing anything bad. No drinking, no sex, no, nothing bad. Just hanging out, trying to find people that are like me and have fun. Well, my junior year in high school, this last year, I met someone and he was new that year. I can talk to him, he was cute. Said, we can do this. I was like, I don't care what my parents think. I'm gonna be strong, I don't know. Someone called my parents and told them about it in the room and said, blah, 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 I heard this, is it true? I said, yes. He's like, so you want to be a little gay boy and all this stuff, very rude comments. They took me to the church, told me just things that I wouldn't think my parents would tell me, but they feel so strong, and more about the demonic stuff, and just, I don't know, it was very hard for me. Stayed the night at a friend's house. They called the cops and said that I left and ran away, which really I kind of did because I snuck out and went and stayed at a friend's house, but I was in school the next day. But they threatened to take me out of school, and it was just horrible. My advice to anyone out there that is scared to come out, that's watching these videos, that's searching coming out videos, say don't be afraid to be yourself, but be cautious of your surroundings. If you think you're going to get physically hurt, then I wouldn't do it. Now, if you think you're going to get emotionally hurt, if you feel like taking the risk, then take it. Because in the end, it's going to build you up by your mentality. You can take it two ways. You can kill yourself inside and think, oh my gosh, this is horrible, and just do bad things to yourself like I used to do. I tried to kill myself one time until I learned to take that and use it for good and build myself up instead of tear myself down. If you can do that, then do it. But if you think there's physical harm, I would advise you not to. YouTube is a great outlet. I wish more people had it to look at. It's my coming out story. I hope you sat through all of it. I hope to be making more YouTube videos. I'm just using my phone right now. So yeah, if this helped you in any way, just leave a comment and like the video. Thank you.